That's not ice cream. That's a hash brown breakfast waffle cone. Not everything you dream about should be put into everyday practice, except this one. Let's see what happens. I had a dream. And unlike Martin Luther King's dream about people being judged equally, regardless of color, mine was a little different. Mine was about ice cream and waffle cones. And I'm not an ice cream fan.
The important
Max, the important shit. Somehow, look, I'm not comparing myself. I'm just saying we both had dreams. Somehow, in this dream, it might have been that, mid-awake part, I started thinking, well, I like the idea of waffle cones, but I don't like the idea of ice cream. What else could I put in them? And then something happened and I had this magical moment when I went, what if we made that waffle cone out of something else? Like hash browns. And what if instead of ice cream, we put scrambled eggs in it? Ooh. And then I went, write this down, woke up, it was there. I couldn't read the hell out of it. But after a few minutes, I figured it out. And that's what we're going to do. Today is what we call an experiment. And I believe it will be an effing delicious one because how could any of this go bad? How could it? How could it?
It couldn't.
Of course it couldn't. I pay him to say that. Here's our plan. We're going to make this shell out of hash browns. The thing about a waffle cone is that it's got a certain sugar component and it sticks together. I don't know if this is going to stick, but I have a fix in mind just in case it doesn't. So we make the cone and then let's go. Mom used to sing that as a song to you kids. What else is there? So let's go.
Not that. Not what I just said.
Forget what I just said. I didn't mean that. I mean, let's see if we can pull this off. As we've learned, some of those old nursery things weren't so great. Let's do this. Hash browns go in. Recipes below. It may be changing, but it's below. An egg. Give the egg a quick beat. Now, some flour to help everything stick, I hope. Some salt and pepper. Because potatoes are a blank canvas. If you don't give them something, they got nothing. I'm going to put a little red pepper flake in there. I'm also going to add some to our eggs, but we'll get there when we get there. And for additional flavor, fun, and glue, some shredded Monterey Jack. This is the first of 2 cheeses going in. The eggs themselves will be fairly simple. The whole setup will not be, assuming I can pull this off.
I can't believe you're so mean to potatoes. Saying they're nothing without somebody else. You're making them codependent.
And we mix. Codependent. They basically are.
We're making codependent potatoes.
You want this mixed really well. Beautiful. All right, we've got our little waffle cone maker. Look how adorable it is. And what differentiates this between a regular waffle maker, Max, is...
Regular, you just said.
What? How does it differentiate from a regular waffle maker?
It has no, divots.
Right, it's shallower. Less shallow, more shallow. It's shallower. It's not as deep. Spray it. And we're going to put some in. No, I don't really know how much, but I need pretty good coverage. It's not like pancake or waffle batter that's going to spread out. So pretty much where you put it is where it's going to stay. That being said, you want it all the way to the edges of the circle. You guys don't get the benefit of hearing what I hear. I think you'd be surprised at how funny Max is. He has a very funny sense of humor. Okay, when you think your coverage is pretty good, I've used about a third or so of this. Remember, this is an experiment, so hopefully this one works out. Or I'm gonna do it again. All right, shut the lid, leave it. We want it golden brown, but not too much. If it gets too crispy, it's not gonna form around this guy. This makes our cone. You can do it by hand, but hey, if you got one of these, it came with the deal, so you might as well. So, not too crispy. All right, let's have a look. Oh, coming along nice. I like that. But you see how this is more flat than here. This is not getting any of that love. So I think we're gonna need to give it a turn. I'm trying not to F this up, man. Sorry for my hand. So let's just see if we can, oh, there we go. Okay, it's working. A little more. All right, check. Okay, I'm liking this. Still think we want more. Ow. So I'll just give it this, and we'll just keep going until a little bit more brown. A lot of you know I've been on a quest lately to get in better shape, and part of my regime has been a brisk walk for an hour every day. Well, you want to know what would have made it a lot more fun, interesting, and easier, especially in shitty weather like this? this incredible Avaron treadmill. Look, I don't love cardio. Honestly, I never really have, but I do love competition, games, streaming, and distractions. And this guy gives me all of that. But it isn't just a treadmill. It's a freaking arcade, a scenic world tour, and a coached workout class. A full streaming setup. You can race strangers, play games, or just binge shows while walking. Whatever keeps you moving. And by shows, of course I mean Sam the Cookie Guy on YouTube. It's fitness, but it's like it's tricking you into having fun. And it's comfortable. The deck's low and shock absorbing, so your knees don't scream at you halfway through. Plus, they didn't stop at a treadmill. Avaron also makes a rower and bike. And yes, they're gamified too. All designed to keep you coming back because, let's be honest, most of us need more than just exercise to stay motivated. Thanks to Avaron for sponsoring today's video. And by the way, they have their best prices of the year on right now. And you can get an extra $50 off all their products when you use my code, SAM50. We're ready to go, and I've got latex gloves with little cotton liners underneath because it's gonna be HOT and gorgeous. I've already burned myself once. I don't wanna do it again. So here's the goal. Remember I said I was worried about it sticking. So I've got some glue here in the form of a slice of Monterey Jack I'm gonna try and use. So we can ease this off to my hand and now shape it around this cone. So one side comes over. Work with me, buddy.
Could you not technically do like a beef cone?
Will you stop talking while I'm doing this critical work? It's like I'm in the middle of brain surgery and you're asking if I'd seen Seinfeld last night. So I need this glue. Here, watch me work. Now I have this idea also, that I take a piece of parchment once I have it in shape. All right, we're coming back to him, just like this. Just let the whole thing set, start to crisp up a little bit. We're gonna work on a quick little guacamole that will look like whipping cream on top, except green. You know, you start with guacamole, Max? You start with a guacamole avocado. You start with an avocado, Max. Is it good or bad? 1, 2, guess.
Good.
That's pretty good. We can just do some of this. Don't poke through. I've done that before. I've done like this, boom, and then my finger was right there, and it's absolutely no fun. And everybody comes out. Everything comes oots. This I want super smooth. Suppose I could have used a processor, but I didn't want to mess with it. Salt and pepper. I think this red pepper flake might be a part of our main theme today. I'm loving it. A little shot of olive oil, a little richening. I just had a brainstorm, I think. 1 splash of milk, you'll see. If my goal is to get this smooth, like, you know, whipping cream on ice cream, here's what I'm thinking. Let's see if this will work. Remember, it started as a dream. I gotta see it out to its conclusion. Well, it's definitely smoother. That should be enough. It's bacon time. Our bacon serves 2 purposes today. You hate it when you put something in and it doesn't sizzle right away? Anyway, it's going to be used as grease to cook our eggs in for extra flavor, of course. But also the little bits are gonna end up being sprinkled on top of our cone, taking the place of sprinkles in the ice cream world. Break up your finely chopped bacon and cook it till it becomes crispy. All right, that's crispy enough for me. Let's take it out. Kill the heat, let it cool, and it's egg time. With our leftover bacon grease melting nicely and a little extra butter introduced to the pan because, oh, of course, please. Best thing ever. Bacon, butter, eggs. Low heat, we want super soft. These are eggs, eaten with a little salt and pepper, and in they go. Remember this kid? I can't, I have to have him today. And one more thing. We're gonna elevate these guys with some beautiful, fresh, shredded Parmesan. And not an insignificant amount. I mean, come on, breakfast in a hash brown waffle cone deserves the best. So, soft scrambled eggs, curds are forming. You know, not too slow. Oh boy, I hear Max yawning. He gets very bored by this style of making eggs. But you have to admit, they're pretty effing good. Just keep going. We're gonna pull them just as they're set, not a minute longer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these eggs are near perfect. I say we're there, nice and soft. Let me give them just another 30, 40 seconds, and we can build our hash brown waffle breakfast cone. Our hash brown waffle breakfast cone. Please, can we settle on a name? Here's how we're doing this. Since I only have 2 hands, I could use a third right now, but I don't have one. I'm gonna set my cone. A little rustic looking, but I think it's gonna be great. In like that. First thing in will be our Parmesan eggs. Oh, Sam, please don't make a mess. Turned out my I'm going to be honest with you. This is starting to live out my dream exactly. So I told you we were going to have enough eggs, Max. Max got worried we didn't have enough eggs. How am I?
I don't know. You don't know space and scale.
I have none. No sense of that. Pictures in mirror are larger or smaller than they appear to me. I mean, actually, it's not too bad. Woof, woof. To give this the proper whipping cream on an ice cream cone effect, I've dipped into the baking world and put my guac in a piping bag. So here we go. And to mimic what would be sprinkles in an ice cream situation, we have some bacon. Sorry, that little tip is bothering me. And now our sprinkles. How about we just rain some? That's not ice cream. That's a breakfast waffle cone. That's a hash brown breakfast waffle cone. Let's take a picture quick.
Boy, it's not gonna melt.
You got me worried. It's better than my dream. It really is. In fact, it's so good, it's a fucking wet dream. So I guess a fork would be obvious, but more obvious would be like an ice cream cone, right? Well, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is so good. The Parmesan eggs, fantastic. The guac and bacon, of course, delicious. The hash brown waffle cone, insane. Everything together, it's about a 42.5 out of 10. Oh my God. I don't have a breakfast place, but if I did, that would be on the menu. Hey, give me a Parmesan eggs and a hash brown waffle cone to go, Sammy boy, would you? And I would, just like that. Talk about your basic grab and go, on the run. Holy, you drive, one hand driving, one hand eating. Yes, it would be all over you, but I want to eat the whole effing thing. I'll share it with the lads. This crispy, all right. Hash brown waffle cone by itself, good. Subscribe, please, and let us know what you want to see us make. We might do it. Sometimes we might laugh at your suggestions, but other times. And you know what's good about this? It doesn't melt. It's not going to pee out the bottom onto my lap as I'm driving.